Welcome to Fandom Schmandom, the fandom podcast that covers everything you love and more. I'm Sierra Obermark.
And I'm Sam Williams. For today's episode, we will be boastfully blathering about Stranger Things, the Season 1 finale, Episode 8. And without further ado, we will, as Roger Smith says, dive on in. So get up to 88, because it's time to travel back for our one-episode story recap. Just as everyone got together, they're all apart again. Joyce and Hopper are trapped inside Hawkins' lab. Joyce is having a lovely chat with Brenner. And Hopper is trying to convince the security to let him and Joyce find Will.
The children have been left alone at the gym.
Jonathan and Nancy are at the Byers, putting nails through a bat and loading a gun.
In an attempt to get rid of Joyce and Hopper, the lab does indeed let them go into the Upside Down to rescue Will, but only because Hopper tells Brenner where 11 is.
We get flashbacks of Hopper with his child Sarah. While it's clear Jonathan and Nancy would do well on Survivor together, they're going to lure the Demogorgon to them and use human intelligence to fell the big old beast of the Byers' burden.
But Steve is back! And winning our hearts somehow? He's here to apologize, but Nancy pulls a gun on him. And then the lights start blinking, and welcome to the party, Steve. There's a big ol' monster coming for you.
With some ingenuity, they kill the monster, which is not the biggest victory of the night. No! Dustin has found some chocolate pudding!
Chocolate pudding!
And Mike kisses 11, while the bad men arrive to capture her.
But don't worry, she kills everyone trying to get her, and that somehow doesn't raise any red flags to Mike, or even Lucas, who you would think would be maybe like, no, she is real bad.
Hopper and Joyce track some fresh blood to the public library in the Upside Down. Brenner finds 11 finally, and she calls him Papa in front of everyone.
But all that blood leaking out of 11's murder victims has drawn a new or the same Demogorgon, and for some reason Brenner approaches it and it mauls him.
I don't understand why he takes a step towards the Demogorgon. Anyways. Finally, Joyce has found Will, and he's got some sort of weird tube shoved in him. Is it from Vecna? What's it doing? Why is it in him? We don't know. Only that it writhes when Hopper takes it out and then he shoots it, since he can't actually ask it any questions.
Is Elle dying? Because it certainly seems like it. She's used too much of her powers. Lucas has no shot of killing the Demogorgon with a slingshot, but Elle, using her powers, disintegrates it.
Hopper and Joyce find Will. They revive him, and all seems right with the world again. Except, maybe not. While Will is alive, 11 is missing. Hopper is taken for a drive by some sort of agents, and Will can't quite shake the Upside Down. He's throwing up leftover slugs from it, and flashing back to that strange, evil world.
But don't worry, Hopper is leaving food for someone in the woods. Is that 11's theme music? Well, no, it's Christmas music, so Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Sierra, and Steve's wonderful sweater.
Well, find your donut holes, Sam, because it's time for our Knives Out category where we sleuth out which 3 storylines are the most vital to pay attention to. Number 1, Hopper and Joyce. Number 2, Jonathan, Nancy, and a schmidgen of Steve. And number 3, the literal children.
Okay, so this first storyline, Hopper and Joyce, they are captured at the end of episode 7. The first conversation starts with Brenner being like, hey, 6 people have been taken by this monster. I just need 11 to save your son and everybody else that might be killed by it. And Joyce is like, no, you left my son to die. And he's like, the mom got me again. Interesting to hear just how much he's really concerned about 11 only and really nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. He is singularly focused, which is, I don't know. I don't even know if there's a word for it. It's not admirable. It's
Villainous.
Not great.
He's obsessed.
Yes.
He's obsessed.
Obsessive. That's a good one.
Hopper has a lot of flashbacks to his daughter Sarah to sort of instantly humanize this entire storyline and give it a lot of gravitas and seriousness, but they do it in a way that's not so like, oh, dead child feels something, people, and it feels really earned because he's mentioned her several times. You know that she's passed, like all of this stuff, and now we get to see sort of his life before all of this, and why he's so hell-bent on really opening up and getting Will.
Yeah.
And then they enter the Upside Down. They go into it. They follow it through. They find Will. There's this awesome sequence of Sarah's sort of demise and trying to see if Will is going to have that same demise or not. And some really heartfelt lines delivered by Winona Ryder. Some incredible acting by David Harbour. It's just really good. It's very, very good. Really good. Then we've got Jonathan, Nancy, and a smidgen of Steve. So they leave the gym, unbeknownst to Mike and company, and they get to the buyer's house and they're like, we're going to draw it with blood. And they do this great thing where they're like, they've clearly already had a plan, but we're joining them halfway through, so we don't know what their plan is, so that you can see it visually unfold. And they slice their hands open with blood to draw it there.
Why is it always the palm? Why is it always I'm sorry. If you are about to need to grip something, maybe your shoulder, a leg,
top of your forearm,
the top of the forearm instead of under your palm, a foot, maybe the top of your foot, an ankle. I don't know.
Lot, though. I wouldn't do the thing that the gravity's sending blood down to constantly.
Okay, fine. There are still plenty of other locations on your body than the palm of your hand.
I'm a big forearm fan. Forearm fan.
Forearm's
right there.
Great.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
It's really tough skin. It's out in the sun all the time. It'll heal up pretty quick. Like, this is a phenomenal point that I literally hadn't thought about until you were like, why is it the palm? And I was like, well, why not? It's visually, oh, wait, it doesn't make any sense. You're so right.
No. And everybody in every TV show or movie is like, I have to cut myself. Better cut it right across my palm where I have to dramatically wrap it and then proceed to do things gripping with said open wound.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Well spotted. Anyways, they do lure it to them, but it's at the exact same time that Steve, after washing the marquee, after this little redemption arc that he has, shows up and is like, I'm sorry, and then they're like, you gotta leave, and then Nancy pulls a gun on him, which is just so funny, and Steve Harrington's response where he's like, wait, what? It's so good.
He's so good.
He's amazing in this scene. That entire sequence of those three, I'm like, wow, these people playing the teenagers are phenomenal. They're great.
Yeah,
that scene works so well.
Mm-hmm.
And even Jonathan's line where he channels his dad, Lonnie, where he's like, I'm not telling you, get out, is like, oh man, Nancy, how are you not with him instantly?
Maybe not the best time.
That's true. To break up with Steve and then start dating Jonathan?
Like, literally in one breath? Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Anyway, Steve shows up and he doesn't run away. Channeling a little Eddie Munster in season 4. He doesn't run away. He goes out, he drops his keys. He just got that wonderful horror moment of dropping his keys and picking them up.
Of course.
And then the lights start flickering again after he's already seen this Demogorgon. And then he comes in and he saves Jonathan. He picks up his famous bat with the nails, smacks the Demogorgon. Yeah. They're able to do the whole trap sequence where it goes into like the bear trap thing, and then they set it on fire, and it melts and or evaporates. It's not really sure. Like, I still don't know if it's the same or a different Demogorgon.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think it's a little too unclear.
Not dead.
Yeah. I'm on the other side where I'm like, I think it's dead and they're just multiple Demogorgons, but who knows?
Yeah.
And then we've got
questions abound.
But they've done a really good job of luring the main Demogorgon that's like haunting Hawkins away from Joyce and David Harbour, whose name is Hopper. There we go. They do a great job of luring it away. They've done their whole piece, and now Steve is fully invested, and we get to have more of him.
Yay!
And he's done just enough to save his dating life to Nancy.
Yes, just enough. Good job,
bud. Good job by you, buddy. Then we've got the literal children's storyline. Okay, so they're in there, and they find chocolate pudding, which is great, and they
Heck
steal
yeah.
way too much of it. Like,
Too much.
it's an insane amount that they grab.
Carl from Walking Dead amount of chocolate pudding.
It's stupid how much they take. There is a great post about how cuttlefish can exert self-control, and the caption of this post, somebody wrote, "Upstaged by a cuttlefish once again." They're all upstaged by cuttlefish. Don't be upstaged by cuttlefish. Exert some self-control. I get it. Chocolate pudding's amazing, but come on. Anyways, the bad men find them because Hopper... I don't think this gets talked enough about. Hopper sells out Eleven's location to go get Will.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to be her protector and her dad, and to do everything in his power to keep her. But, like, he absolutely sells her.
Yeah. I'd like to believe that he's seen enough by now to be like, she could take care of herself.
Hopefully. Maybe he's
But-
banking on that.
It's not a great look.
It's also his only leverage. Like,
It is. It really is like he has one final card to play.
Yeah.
And he has to play it, otherwise he's not gonna get Will, and he's standing there with the mother of said child, like,
Yeah.
he kind of is backed into a corner on this one, but...
He has no way of knowing that they're going to not confirm that she's there before they let them go into the Upside Down. So I think that's why he gives her
Yeah.
the real location. But he's just like, she's in the gym, and Brenner's like, great, good, you're good to go in, go die, basically.
But doesn't he send them somewhere else in this? Just says the school, and they don't know that they're in the gym.
No, they send him and they go into the gym first, but they've already moved to the cafeteria. But he doesn't know that.
Because I thought that they saw all the
So,
vans pull up
Mike-
and go in a different area.
They do. So Mike and 11 and everybody have moved away from the gym location. The agents go straight into the gym location, but I don't think that Hopper knows that they've moved yet. I could be wrong about that, but that's my... It is great. And maybe that's what he's banking on. He's banking on Mike and 11 and everybody keeping her safe, and that she can take care of herself. But it's also... It's wild from all fronts, because he gives up his only bit of leverage.
Yeah.
They don't confirm. They sent him there into the Upside Down, and Brenner's like, let them go,
Yeah.
because they're gonna die in there. So this is an easy way of happening this. But it's like, but man, you haven't confirmed if she's there yet, and he's the only one that knows where she is, so why?
Oh, yeah, it's wild.
I know it's for plot reasons, but it is just stupidity on both of their parts.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, they find them. 11 has this, like serial killer moment,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is the reason why in season 4, we're willing to believe that she killed everybody else in the lab with her. Because the woman who kills Benny, and then we think might kill the favorite MVP, Mr. Clark, she's standing there pointing a gun at 11, and 11 just squishes all the brains of everybody around her. Once again, like, she collapses this time. That does seem like a lot of effort to squeeze a bunch of brains.
Yeah.
They all die, and they all have blood running everywhere, but it's kind of an eerie moment.
It's terrifying. This is another, like, I forgot type of moment where I was like, her body count is very high.
Very high.
She kills a lot of people this season.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
And yes, they are quote, quote, bad guys. And yes, they're from the lab that was essentially keeping her captive and brainwashing and whatever else they're doing to these kids and et cetera, et cetera. So they're not upstanding, but that's a lot of death on her hands.
It's also like, she's already proven that she can incapacitate. She broke Troy's arm.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily have to kill everyone, so like the temper on her to just go, oh my god, this woman killed Benny who was nice to me, I'm gonna kill everybody, including her, is intense. And talk about, like you're saying, talk about forgetting moments. It's like, I kind of think I put this at the back of my head because I don't like thinking about it. Because I don't like seeing her in not just the like hero L state of her, just ripping apart the monster in season 3 or closing the gate in season 2 or any of that stuff. So it's, anyways, it's very strange. But it's very huge Vecna vibes there in terms of her willingness to kill. Just like, and again, they are bad people. It's not Vecna killing innocent people, but oh man,
it's a lot.
It's just always, there's always a question of morality and ethics when you are being the deciding factor to end somebody's life.
Yes. Yeah.
Ugh. But she does it, and then the Demogorgon comes through because there's a lot of blood. So either it's the same Demogorgon that got kind of melted by some fire, or it's a different one. I think it's a different one. You think it's the same one? We don't know. And it chases them around. And Lucas decides to... First of all, why does Brenner take a step towards the stupid Demogorgon? Do you know?
I have to imagine that it's, like, ego, essentially, where he's like, I am in control here.
Yeah.
Kind of a situation where he's like, maybe he thinks somehow he has control over the Demogorgon, because that's like, that was kind of my read on it from the beginning, not knowing anything, in future seasons, but just on this, it almost seems like Brenner kind of thinks of the Demogorgon as like his discovery, his tool, like pet tool, whatever creepy thing you want to think. And that he's almost like, hey, like you belong to me. And this is the like pet turning on its master type of situation, which is wild in this season,
he's never seen it
but like in this season, we don't necessarily know that. We don't necessarily know how much contact he has or has not had.
That's true. We only know that it's ripped apart his son.
Yeah. And that he sent Elle to go find it.
Yeah.
So we don't know enough about like his relationship with the Upside Down and the inhabitants therein.
Yeah.
So it could, that from me watching it, I was like, I could see how when you're seeing it without any of the further story, you're almost like, oh, did he like do this?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, too, if it's his scientific curiosity just taking over. He's like,
maybe.
Whoa, oh god.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting. So then the Demogorgon, is chasing down the kids for a second. It enters the room, Lucas shoots it with his little slingshot, which is stupid. And then 11 takes it out, is right up against it, starts using her telekinesis to, like, disintegrate it, but also send it into the Upside Down, like she did Vecna. But also we see in season 2 that she also ends up in the Upside Down, and she completely disappears, but we're not really sure why. Like, there's a lot of questions around this moment.
It's very fishy, yeah.
It's really fishy. It's really, like, almost absurdly fishy for the world building. But we do know that it looks visually stunning. Yeah. Because they give her all those dark blood vessels sort of starting to pop out around her eyes. She gets all dark and focused, and she looks like evil almost
really
while she's
crazy,
doing it.
yeah.
And it's that wonderful combination that this show has of innocence and evil put together. And the unexpected. And it's just it's like a microcosm of what makes this show work so well. And she's forcing this thing to go through the wall into the Upside Down / disintegrate. But we're not really sure. But it's a great moment. And those are our 3 storylines.
Yes, indeed.
So, keep your finger on the pause button and rewind that tape. It's time for the prestige category. For what did we notice on this watch through? We've mentioned this a couple times, so I won't belabor the point, but Brenner is completely uninterested in the deaths of the civilians. He really only truly wants 11. As noted, 6 people, so there was like the 2 people from the hunting, his son, Barb, Will, and then some other person that I'm missing at the moment. Hopper's storyline, as mentioned in all the episodes, is I think the reason why this show works so well for adults. They can hold onto his backstory and his reasonableness and just everything. We both have the same observation here, which I'll let you take.
Egg.
Ah!
Rewatching this, I have seen Alien in between the first time that I watched Stranger Things and in this time of watching Stranger Things. Growing babies in humans. So, with the whole, you were saying we get to this as well, but what's that tube doing in Will?
Yeah.
Growing babies.
Maybe. I think so.
That was my
Maybe. But
initial
also,
thought.
It doesn't
But
quite...
then we get season 3. But then we get season 3, and the tube is turning them into flayed.
Yeah.
So it's something in that realm of it's either doing the flay thing now, before the plans of creating a flayed army, or it's growing, babies. I mean, for lack of a better term, alien babies.
But okay, so here's the problem that I have with the egg, because I don't think it stays consistent for future episodes. We see Dart in season 2. Little itty bitty guy.
Yep.
That egg's way too big for the little itty bitty guy. So is it just multiples of the little itty bitty guys in an egg, but also that egg isn't inside a human? So is this egg a totally different creature than we've seen? Is that egg the thing that birthed the spider that is the shadow creature? Like, what is the egg?
I don't know. But it is egg.
It is egg. Egg. How on earth is Will alive is what I put. Like, he's just got this tube.
I don't know.
Is it, and it does feel like flayed baby things, because it seems like like the umbilical cord for a kid, but just in the mouth and nose. But how is it getting, like, oxygen? Also, it's been like a week. He's had no food.
Hasn't been...
No water. How is he alive?
I don't know. Sweat. He's drinking his sweat from running. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't understand.
He's reaching into the liminal space and drinking the water off the ground.
He's going into L's purgatory and just cupping some water. That's funny.
I don't know. See, that also brings up, like, the whole, like, it's a mirror situation, because Castle Byers exists in the Upside Down as well, which, like, Vecna wouldn't have known about. So, like, if he had supplies in Castle Byers, is there an Upside Down supplies?
Yeah, that's a good point. But then would they be spoiled? Unless it's, like, bottled water? Like, are there Eggos everywhere in the Upside Down?
I don't know.
And also,
maybe?
So the one thing for water, though, is that the rivers might exist. So any of the creeks and stuff he might have been able to go to and drink there. So I take that one back. But and he does seem like he's fading away when the monster finds him at the end of season 7. Okay, I get that. That's fine. Here's a big question for you and on all of our audience.
Okay.
Is Steve's redemption arc better than Zuko's? I'm talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender for listeners who don't know. Which has an amazing... This is spoilers. Well, the show's over 10 years old.
Nice.
But it is a bit of a spoiler. There's a great character in that show, Zuko. He has an excellent redemption arc. But, like, I so easily have forgiven Steve as soon as he starts to wash the marquee with starring Nancy the Slut Wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he comes back, I'm, like, instantly in. And that was true the first season, regardless of me. And so I'm like, is this redemption arc more effective?
So, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Steve doesn't have quite as much to redeem.
That's true. As Zuko.
Yeah. Zuko's done a lot by the point of his redemption.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And he's been really working on it. And he also has a really rough backstory to overcome as well. So I feel like it's just... I don't know that it's necessarily better. It does blow me away how quickly...
That's my point.
I am like...
Steve!
Because that's the thing, is I'm like, wow, I forgot we, like, actually hate Steve.
Yeah!
Like, he is horrible for a little bit.
He's awful.
And then I'm like, wait, how do we love him so much going forward? And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I already love him. What's going on?
So, I also don't think that it's better than Zuko's redemption arc. I think that whole season 3 of Zuko's redemption and him turning and being more of his mother than his father is really good. Yeah. However, I am surprised at how highly ranked this Steve's redemption is for me, because I do absolutely hate him. I hate everything about him. He's awful to Nancy. He's manipulative. Mm-hmm. He's a big bully. Mm-hmm. He's completely unsatisfying as a romantic partner for Nancy. His callous attitude towards them after they sleep together, of not recognizing, this is her first time, she needs to be taken care of and nurtured and helped along. It's just that selfish teenageness that selfish
Yeah.
teenage boyness about him. I'm like, this guy's terrible. And then, like, he just wants to help, and he washes the marquee, and it's amazing. And then
Yeah.
I'm totally, just totally hooked, line, and sinker bought. I still don't like Nancy with him, but I'm in for him as a character suddenly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's just amazing. Speaking of Nancy, her and Jonathan's love story is really so believable.
Yeah.
It's entirely 80s cliche, and yet it doesn't feel cliche. It's so good.
Oh, I really think that it makes a lot of sense just with the way that they come together and how they kind of bond just over this intense situation that they find themselves in. And then from there, they just start finding the common ground and whatnot. And yeah, it definitely flows very, very well and doesn't feel forced.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Nancy fires the gun, I think, too many times. I think there's only 6 shots in that revolver.
Yeah, that would make sense for a revolver.
And
Yeah.
she shoots it like 9 times.
Mm.
And this is just my inner
Dang
archer.
it. I usually count.
Yeah.
I usually count, especially with revolvers.
Maybe it's an 8-shot revolver, but I'm pretty sure she's out of shots there. And that's like, Archer, the cartoon, has just trained me so much into like, hey, how many shots does that gun have?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, we talked a little bit about this, but my biggest question is, why does the upside down mirror Hawkins? We talked about this last episode, but I just like, I know it's different dimensions, and so if there's an infinite amount of dimensions, there's bound to be one that's like a rotten, decayed thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why?
Yeah. I think that it's supposed to be because it's just like a parallel universe, so it's existing in tangent, but it's like a dark version. That's the best answer that I
So is there like
come up with.
a Teletubby version too, and then like it's just like there's a positive version, and there's heaven and hell too. I want to know the answer to that so bad.
Yeah, I think it's just that it's just a twisted version of reality.
Yeah, but like, if they build a new store, does that store get created down there? I don't get it.
I mean, I feel like it has to.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they build Castle Byers, and then Castle Byers exists, and...
Yeah, that's true.
The next question is, so Will destroys Castle Byers. Is Castle Byers gone?
It's gone down there, too. It must be. How can the Demogorgon open its own portal and go for people in the high school?
We talked about that one.
How? Yeah, for the tree as well. I just don't understand.
Yeah, for the tree, yeah.
The rift that L created, like, weakened the worlds, and so it can open its own with its Demogorgon magic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand. We talked about this too. What is the tube doing in Will? Maybe flayed. Maybe something's more specific. I'm not sure. Because Barb doesn't have a tube in her. Barb's just, like, eaten.
Yeah, Barb's just dead.
Cue the Obermark.
Dun dun dun.
We talk about this a lot over the last 2 episodes. The inconsistency in Elle's, like, how fatigued she is. Why is she almost dying after squishing a bunch of brains? But, like, she can lift a human 500 feet out of the air and place them back down safely with very little effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
She does a lot, and then she, like, almost dies, but then somehow has more power, and then, like,
somehow has enough power to take out the Demogorgon?
Has enough, yeah. It's very confusing, for sure.
Using the slingshot is just plain stupid. I really, like, they should be hiding.
Yeah.
Or running.
100%.
Or trying to get out the window. Like, I feel like they're all smart enough to know that they're all old enough to know that Lucas's slingshot is not going to work. This feels like a 6-year-old move, not a 12-year-old move.
Yeah, I'd agree. For sure.
But, I mean, it is a nice callback to Mike being like, what are you going to do with that slingshot? Are you going to shoot it? And they're like, yeah, I am. And then that moment of him using, like, the third shot and then doing the slow motion and then the Demogorgon getting blasted backwards and it's actually just L is a pretty awesome moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Eleven's eyes glow a dark red when she first uses her moves against the Demogorgon.
It's not a reflection?
No. A reflection of what? They're a completely different color than any other thing in that room.
Mm.
is something I had not noticed until this episode, and I had to pause and be like, am I seeing this correctly? And it is. They're just
That's
straight
so
up red.
interesting.
Do you have any idea why that would be?
I mean, wow, I'm like, I'm literally like drawing a blank on potential, like, because I just thought it was like kind of like a reflection of like whatever was happening with the Demogorgon was like reflecting back with like the power that she was exuding, and then the rift, because the gate between us and the Upside Down is red, and like glows that color. So that I always thought that it was like because she's pushing it back through, that it was reflecting back on her, and it was more of a reflection, not that her eyes were actually exuding that color.
But that
besides
black
her
and gray.
being potentially bloodshot.
Yeah. No, and it's not that either. It's her irises around the eyes are like this sort of brownish, dark brownish red. They're a completely different color than what they've been before. And maybe it's just like a little, color theory in order to make the scene work correctly, but it is interesting, and it made me had to go and look at Vecna's eye colors as well. But his eyes are blue. Straight up blue. So I'm not really sure what's going on there or why. And it seems to have been just a that moment scene.
So interesting. Yeah, so my next question, so when we're in the Upside Down, Hopper and Joyce are in the Upside Down looking for Will, they come across like a stuffed tiger.
Yeah.
And Hop picks it up and then has one of his flashbacks to his daughter with the stuffed tiger.
Yeah.
And it just seemed odd. Like, I'm sure Hopper has seen plenty of stuffed tigers since his daughter passed away. And so why is this so important? It just seems like, do they have the exact same tiger? Is there something, is this her tiger that is somehow reflected in the Upside Down? Like, it seemed like it was a little bit more of a stronger moment than just like there just happens to be another stuffed animal that looks similar to the one that she had. So that kind of confused me. And I was like, well, maybe there's something like with her death that connected her to the Upside Down, but I was like, I don't think that that's the case. So
I think that's a really interesting thought. I think they kind of poo-poo that in the extra materials, and I don't remember where this is. It may even be in the show, and I've just forgotten. But it is explained at some point that Sarah's death is due to Hopper's military involvement. So Hopper in Vietnam is using Agent Orange a lot and inhaling it without masks, not knowing the dangers of Agent Orange. And it makes a lot of, and this is true in real life, it made a lot of Vietnam vets who used it infertile. And so they thought he couldn't have children, and then lo and behold, they have Sarah, but she develops this illness that she has, and I believe it's cancer, because of his, like, chemicalized seed, essentially. So that's her death. It's the sort of after effects of chemicalized warfare going to extremes that the U.S. brings in with Agent Orange. And so I think this is, like, just maybe a little thick visual, symbolism of trying to connect. Hopper's so invested in Will, and one of the reasons is he couldn't save his own child. And I think that's all that's coming out of this. Plus, the tiger is the school mascot. We see that, like, very shortly after with the kids and in the gym, and there's the big tiger.
Yeah.
So I think that this is just, like, a thing that he got his kid because he likes Hawkins,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Speaking of Sarah, every time I see Sarah dying and Will coming back to life sequence, it really gets me.
Oh, yeah.
It's
very impactful.
Hopper losing his daughter and hugging his wife, and then Joyce's relief when Will starts breathing again. And Hopper sort of, he feels 2 seconds after he does this, he feels like he imposes on that family moment, because he's there, and suddenly they're like a family unit. And then he's like, oh, I should get this mask for this kid, and I'm not actually the dad. And, like, it's just a phenomenal sequence.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very, very good.
And then Will is such a lovely child.
He's so sweet.
He's immediately concerned about Jonathan's hand.
I know. And I'm like, you just went through hell for a week. And your first thought is, what did you do to your hand?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
It's amazing.
Sweetie.
I will say, Mike promising Eleven, hey, you can stay in my basement, or you can stay in my room and I can take the basement because I'm down there all the time, and you'll get an actual bed and clothes, and they'll be like your mom and your sister, and then I'll be your romantic partner, and here's your new life, and we're going to get to it. That's actually a very good, I don't know. It's a very good Mike moment of him being caring. And it's also very serious Harry Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. It really is. It very much is. But yeah, I mean, Mike does have a good moment here because he understands that, this is probably what she needs / wants, is to not have to be in hiding, to have a family, to feel like she belongs, to be able to stay with her friends that she's now made. And yeah, stay close and whatnot. So it's very sweet.
Yeah, it's very sweet. And then the biggest question of all, I know Steve looks great in his sweater. I know he's got good hair. I know that he's an attractive man, especially to Nancy. Mm-hmm. But why, Sierra, is she still with him and not with Jonathan?
Okay, I have 2 factors here. One,
sweater and hair.
No. One is that he did come back to apologize and then stayed and fought, came in at the last second swinging, did a good job, integrated himself into the situation that they were in, and so she's giving him another chance. The second part is denial of her feelings for Jonathan.
Yeah, okay.
So she stays with Steve. She doesn't have to confront potentially confusing feelings about Jonathan for at least a few more months.
Okay, it's fine, I understand. It's really interesting because at the end of season 4, they're setting up this love triangle again for season 5 because Nancy's been with Steve for most of season 4, and Jonathan has been avoiding her, and they've been maybe going to break up, and they don't know where they're going to go to college, and then Jonathan gets back, and he's like, better than Steve, right? And Nancy's like, he's not as bad as you think anymore. And it's like, oh no, we're back to the sort of same thing that we're doing season 1. But I get it then.
Yeah.
Steve is thoughtful, is considerate, has been a great babysitter, is well beloved by Dustin, who Nancy even admires enough to dance with at the snowball or whatever. So,
and says, of all of my brother's friends, you're my favorite.
You're my favorite. And so, if Dustin approves, maybe Steve isn't such a bad guy. I get it all then. But at the very end here, part of me was like, is she just trying to not, break up during the holidays? Oh, I can't do this during Christmas.
It's too close. No, I gotta wait for the next big holiday, Halloween next year.
Halloween next year. That's so true. Anyways, it's stupid. Yeah, it's fine.
But you know what, Sam? You don't always have to face down a horde of angry soldiers by yourself. Buckle up, Schmisteners. It is time for our Sansa is Smarter Than John category for most important character moment of this episode.
Okay, first of all,
we have the same thing, essentially.
Yes, we do.
It's Hopper.
Yep.
Coming to terms with Sarah's death while reviving Will, saving Will. That's it.
That's it. It's
most important.
He, is able to do what he couldn't do for Sarah. He saves Will. He brings him back.
Yep.
Boom. That's the most important character moment. That is Hopper's, he has a complete arc in this episode. And that's one of the reasons why it's, sometimes people have a complaint about, well, what's going on with Hopper in seasons 2, 3, or 4? Because his arc isn't as good. And it's like, yeah, he's the single best arc of season 1. You're not topping that.
Yeah. He did the work. Let him enjoy.
let him enjoy the work. And, now he's going to have this work as a dad and then as a romantic partner and all of this stuff. But his arc is just incredible in season 1, and it's my favorite part of the show, and I think this is the most important character moment. But I know you just lost a hand, Sierra, but listen up. Because it's the I Am Your Father category for most iconic character moment. Not important, iconic. And again, we have the same thing. Will spitting up the slug and then flashing back to the Upside Down.
Flashing back.
Flashing sideways.
The now memories.
The now memories.
Da, 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 da.
It brings up so many questions about, is Will special?
Yes.
But it is the most iconic because he throws up the slug, it slides down the sink, and then he drowns it with the water. Mm-hmm. But while that water's running, lightning noises, boom, he's in the sink, in the Upside Down, and it's like, wait, does he have this ability, or is somebody else doing this to him?
Exactly. Very interesting, very interesting. Everybody sit down. It's time for our I Am Iron Man. Most iconic and most important scene category.
Okay, I have an honorable mention for Hopper's CPRing Will. With that whole sequence of Sarah and Hopper and Joyce. And it's both iconic and it's important. Yeah. It is not, however, as hugely important for the ramifications of preparing you all for season 5.
Right.
As 11 killing the Demogorgon.
Yes.
It mirrors. So first of all, she's holding the Demogorgon, she's pushing it up against the chalkboard, it disintegrates, and then she disappears. And she goes in, we don't know where she goes. We know that, Hopper is dropping off food somewhere, and is that 11th Century music I hear. But we don't know where she goes. So it looks like she disintegrates the Demogorgon and vanishes herself. This mirrors, as well, the way that she banishes Vecna to the Upside Down in season 4. Where, she pins him up against the board, and she opens the portal for the first time, but it doesn't stay open. And he gets banished, and then he, gets disfigured a la Palpatine style, and then meets Shadow Monster thing, etc. So I think that there's just a ton of information in there. How did she disintegrate it? Did it go back to the Upside Down, or did she actually just, tear it to pieces? Why did she end up in the Upside Down? It's huge. There's huge questions.
Yeah. There is a lot, and definitely that wins for most iconic, most important.
Yeah, certainly. Crack open an encyclopedia. It's time for our, as Elijah Wood once said, no, how could we have known category, where we discuss the most important information disseminated to the fandom during this season 1 finale. To me, it's Will is held for some reason in the Upside Down. Now, it may be babies, it may be Flair, but we don't know, but it is for a purpose.
Yeah.
Barb doesn't have that tube. Will does. He's kept alive. By what? Is the Demogorgon doing that? Is it Vecna?
Don't know.
Ugh.
Don't know. Need to find out what is going on with Will.
What is going on? But it is important information because it keeps that question going. It is interesting to me, too, that season 4 with all the Vecna stuff made everybody go, wait, what was going on with Will? There were questions murmuring in the fandom about what was going on with Will. But season 4, everyone was like, wait a second. Hold on a minute. What was going on with Will Byers? Ugh.
Yep, very good questions. Well, it's time to keep your horses safe. It's the I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse category of best lines.
Okay, there's one. It's interesting because episode 8 doesn't really have that many killer lines.
No.
I mean, you could
moments.
Be moments,
sequences,
absolutely. Sequences,
visuals.
the episode in its whole self.
Yes,
it's great.
The episode wins.
So but there's not a mouth breathers or did I say O'Bannon? Punch. No. But and there isn't even Mr. Clark really in it, and he has some great choice lines. So for me, it goes to Dustin, where he and Lucas are raiding the chocolate pudding, and he goes, "Found it! I knew she was hoarding it. Knew it. Always lying, saying she's out. Bald-faced liar."
It's a very, Gollum-esque, She was hoarding it. I knew it. Lying.
She had it the whole time. Mine, my own, my pudding.
My precious pudding.
my precious pudding. None of us are doing the Gollum voice, but it's fine. We all know who we're talking about.
Not at all. We're just trying not to get sued over here.
Yeah, please don't. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Dust off that card deck, Sierra, and get ready to shuffle. It's our Joker category for who's the MVP of this episode. And you've got...
I have a tie between Elle and Hop. 11 for killing a Demogorgon, killing the blonde and muscling her way past exhausted in order to make all of this happen, saving the day. And then Hop, for saving Will, making deals with the devil, the government, and for personal growth. He goes through it, as we said. He goes through it. Honorable mention goes to Steve.
The hair.
For coming in with the save and the apology. Good use of Negan Bat.
Negan Bat! if nobody has seen the best friend sketch with Key and Peele about miscommunications over texting, Keegan-Michael Keyes also has a bat, very similar to Steve Harrington at the end. Negan Bat is absolutely the name of that for all eternity, for any time that comes up. It's like the Wilhelm scream and the Negan Bat.
Yes. And okay. yes, don't at me. I know Negan's bat is technically barbed wire, not nails, but you know what I mean.
You know what we mean.
Same thing. Essentially.
Essentially. So, the pound for pound screen time MVP argument for Steve is fairly strong. Especially when you throw in, like, he also has an apology.
Yeah.
That's a strong argument. I think it ultimately, he does a lot of work, but that's still, Nancy and Jonathan seem more valuable to me in those scenes. Because they actually get rid of it and have a plan. Hop, saving Will, but selling out Elle's location, I feel like, is what the tiebreaker is.
Okay.
Also, Elle saves herself and the other 3 children. So that's 4 people she saves. Hop saves 1.
But how many does 11 kill?
But they're all bad guys. If we're doing wins Hopper for one team or the
anybody. Even if you're gonna give partial credit, even if each bad guy counts as 10% of 1, Hopper didn't kill anybody.
That's true. But if it's basketball, 11's murders, while horrible, are still points for the good team.
Oh gosh.
Even with serial killer vibes. I'm just saying, she wrecks hard on the front of saving and killing bad things.
Oh my gosh. Fair enough.
To be fair, this podcast does not condone murder. We do believe Elle should have incapacitated. Disintegrating the Demogorgon's fine. But, the real human beings, just, incapacitate them in some way, shape, or form. Ugh. Yeah, I would say, to me, it's 11 in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And,
fair enough.
And to be fair, Hopper did win MVP on the first episode.
Yes, he did.
So, they can both have one.
The love.
It's crazy that Mr. Clark is up there on the podium with them.
Well, it is time to clean up your evil lair and get ready for our I Was the Turkey All Along category for what is the biggest takeaway viewers should leave with in preparation for Season 5.
We've been talking about it for this entire first season. Getting the intricacies of 11's power, how they work, and what happens to show exactly how powerful she is, I think, one of the main takeaways. And, of course, the other main thing that we've been talking about is for what purpose is Will down there? What is going on in the gaps that we don't see? When he's running, when he's being chased by the Demogorgon, how does he get away? What's special about him? Because very shortly we're about to see that Will develops a tick on the back of his neck when he sees the big shadow monster. So, what's happened here? I think those are the 2 things in preparation for Season 5 that you you all should be speculating about, thinking about, trying to formulate your own plans, and then having a great time as we learn this information.
Today's public service announcement is, when encountering odd creatures in a parallel world, make sure to cover your mouth, lest an egg be laid inside you.
Please, we don't want to lose any listeners to aliens exploding out of them in some way, shape, or form.
Ugh. Or slugs coming up and, yeah.
Being vomited into a sink, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even if they turn into adorable little darts. Anyway, thank you, listener schmissners, for listening to this episode of Fandom Schmandom. If you'd like to discuss this episode or any other episode we've done, please hit us up on our social media channels. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Fandom Schmandom Pod and on X at Fandom_Schmandom.
Please don't forget to rate and review us either if you liked the episode. It really helps with the algorithm, placing us in other like-minded schmissners algorithms out there. And with that, we're out, y'all.
Don't forget to tip your egos.
Season 2, next episode. Fare thee well!
Fandom Schmandom was created by Sam Williams and Sierra Obermark. The show is produced by Aurelia Lieb. The editor is Brittany Fisher. The music is by Jeremiah Alves.
Lucas has not shot... what? Wait, what? Lucas has... oh, no.
Sorry.
I was like, there's clearly one letter.
One of these words is wrong. Which one is it?
Which one is it? Okay. Oh my gosh, yeah.
The meltdown in your brain.
I was like, what is happening? Fandom Schmandom. Boom! He's in this kink. He's in the kink. Sorry, Restart. You have Hopper. Blah, 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 blah.
Do you like large eggs for breakfast? Have you already had the ostrich-sized one? Well, then make your way to the Upside Down to collect the largest egg you've seen in your life.